Welcome to another episode of For Footballers Only. I'm Mike Idiokitis,
I'm James Pinay.
and today we have two special guests.
My name is Paul.
And my name is Mitchell.
Nice. Welcome, Paul. Welcome, Mitchell. Let's start with you, Paul. Where does your football journey begin?
Oh, good question. My football journey begins in Ecuador. I was born and raised there until the age of 9, turning 10. So a lot of my fundamentals came from. I grew up playing soccer, in the streets where we just put two rocks and we're just playing. Sometimes shoes, sometimes no shoes, on the dirt, on a grass pitch where there's cow poop. We had to move my grandpa had to move the cattle to, and then we play there. So that's where my football journey started. I fell in love with the game. I have a few, uh, how do you say, it? A few family members that were the generations before me that were played professionally, and so everyone in my family plays football, even the girls. Every single guy in my family plays football, and everybody's good because that's all we do back home. After we finish dinner, we go play 5v5, 6v6, and in Ecuador we play with a hard ball that it doesn't bounce, and we play on concrete. So it's kind of like futsal but on the street.
Mhm.
And so thankfully I was able to play from a young age with my uncles, my cousins, and I just developed this type of football in South America. We love to dribble, we love to nutmeg, we love to do the fancy things. So after that, moving to America, uh, this is where it got interesting for me. I went to Texas. Um, I didn't know you have to pay for a club. My dad was like, "Hey, all these clubs saw you. They were asking about you. They saw you playing in the park. Do you want to go play?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And then they told us how much it cost, and we're like, "We're not paying that because we don't even have money to pay that, right?" Um, so then my dad said no, but one of the coaches said, "Hey, your son is really good. I will pay for all of his gear, all of his seasons if he comes play for me." So I took me and my brother went to play. The club never won anything. We destroyed the league, and we just kept getting better. And then in Texas, I was one of the best players in the high school level, and that is in that. And then I left to Germany at 16, and then in Germany, I was able to play in a club that plays in the second division in second Bundesliga. From the youth system, 16, 17, 18, was able to train with the second team. And then after that, I was bought out to different clubs over there. And then I came to America at 22, where I met Mishi. But um, that's my football journey. I mean, my fundamentals are very German style, very a lot of play 1-2 really quick. I think one of my strengths is being technical. I see the game up here a lot like Pep. I love Pep. He's my man. I study him in and out. I love to possess the ball. I love to play quick 1-2s. And that's what made Mishi successful in his career. The fact that I gave him so many good balls for him to just push it in. I No one really gives the 10 or the 8 the credit that they deserve. Um, and But yeah, man, that's my football background. And in America, I played in the UPSL. I had a few tryouts in the USL. Then I got injured, and then I kind of stopped playing. But yeah, that's my football journey. Not to make it too long.
Nice, nice, nice.
That's nice.
There's a lot there. We'll come back, but let's go to your Holland, right? So you was like Kevin De Bruyne, and you got
That's
Holland.
it. That's it, man.
You got Holland right here. So let's go to Holland, bitch. Where does your football story begin?
My football story began at the Butumbura refugee camp, right? Typical Liberian story, right? No, yeah. So, yeah, at a very young age, obviously, given the circumstances of our beloved country, some of us were spread out all over the world, and I happened to be at the camp very young with every other kid. We had those rubber ball, those rubber ball. So we had that one. We just play in the street, in street style. You're trying to dribble everyone. You're trying to score. So there's no actually in the street. There's no fundamental ball movement. It's just like best kid that can dribble that can take everyone on. So that's how I started playing. And then I left really young, and I moved to Burkina Faso, which is the next country not far from Ivory Coast as well. And so I moved there. That's when I started school and I started playing, and I good it was. And so realizing that I was good, I decided to really pursue the sport, right? So I played on some teams there. My parents got me in some teams, and then some top level teams. I started working on my technical ability, and also, would still play in the street and whatnot. And by the time I hit maybe 12, I was actually really good. I grew up really fast. I was one of those kids that when I hit 12-year-old, you think I was 15. So grew up really quick, and there's a top team in the country where they would recruit a lot of really good players, and then they'll play for this really good academy in Burkina Faso, and it's called Champions Planet. So that was the name of this. It's just all great players. So somehow I was recruited by the coach, and I played there, and that's just how it's just all loved it. Technical, started doing really great. We had actually a Brazilian coach, and believe it or not, I started off as a center back because I was tall and just strong, and I no technical ability. I was just running to guys, right, and clear the ball. And when I got the Brazilian coach, he looked at me. He's like, "Do you know who Didier Drogba is?" And I was like, "No." He said, "I need you to go study him." So I started watching videos, and he was like, "That's like you're the version of Didier Drogba." And I was like, "Well, I want to be a striker." And then he worked with me, and man, I mean, in the air, it was really good, you know, but my feet weren't there yet, but I could just finish up and but so I kept working. I loved the game, and then by the time I hit 16, that's when like it just all clicked for me. Like the technical part of the game, the mental part of the game, and then the physical part of the game. And so 16, 17, I signed my actually first contract for like the professional team in Burkina Faso. And it's funny because there are a couple guys that actually play in Europe that actually went through that system I went through. So we're talking about the Traore brothers, Bertrand Traore and Alain Traore, who plays for Aston Villa now, but at some point he played for Chelsea too. They all went through the system, but they're like few years in front of us. So yeah, and then after I signed at 16, I mean, I just started playing there, making a name for myself, and I loved it. And then at 18, I got recruited to come here in the U.S. and play D1 soccer with Paul. And so it's funny because the college we played for, it was the first ever soccer program, right? So you have a bunch of like maybe 6, 7 guys are actually really good soccer players, and then the rest are just add-on. So our first year we're really bad, and then our coach started doing some jobs, started working to recruit. Second year and third year, he got Paul, right, and then one other Ukrainian kid. Everything clicked. I mean, when Paul came, I was like one of the top level strikers, like he said. I mean, to me, if you ask me who's
Thanks
like
to
the
me,
most
man.
technical,
At least thank me, man.
that's what I'm saying. I said if you ask who's like the most technical player I've ever played with, I always tell people that it's Paul. Like man, like he says, man, like him and I we connected so well that when he has the ball, I don't even have to. I know exactly where he's gonna put it. He know exactly what it's gonna be. So we tore college like crazy, right? And then after that, we're like, man, let's play UPSL. So then we went into UPS level. We tore UPSL, and then we did a couple USL tryouts to play a little bit. And I got two really bad injuries that actually made me step back and decided that you know what, I think my life is, you know, not worth losing over, even though I love the sport. So I decided to kind of step back a little bit from, pursuing higher level and coaching. So
Amazing, amazing. All right, so I'm gonna go back um, a couple first. Actually, this could be for both of you. I want to get you both of your answers, and then I'll go to specific stories. So both of you, you mentioned you were playing back home on the street. You pretty much gain a lot of like confidence and technical ability from the street, and then you got into more formal programs, and that's where you got into like more, I guess, the game IQ, the tactical understanding, those kind of things. And while you were there, so for both of you, let's say your late your late teens, right? So I guess when both of you got into your first contracts, did you all have a football idol?
Yes,
Who was your football idol, Paul?
Ronaldinho.
Who was yours, Mitchell?
DJ Drogba.
Okay, because of the Brazilian coach, right?
Yes,
After you
yes.
study him, he became your favorite. Okay, all right.
What?
So,
Not George Weah? What?
and,
Hey,
I
I
didn't
see
grow
your
up in the
Chelsea
George Weah.
flag
I
there,
didn't grow
man.
up in the George Weah era, right?
Okay.
You need
Okay.
to Google
All
George
right.
Weah. Those videos are old.
Yeah. All right. So here's the thing. Here's a question that, and you guys are footballers, and you know you're still in the culture, and just so you know, when this drops, your people are gonna get at you, right? Because because the question I'm gonna ask is there's no right answer, but people always feel like even like the way James just said to you when you said your favorite was Drogba as opposed to Weir, right?
What?
People get at you, right? Okay, so
I
here's
know where
the
you're going, Mike. I know where you're going with this.
here's the question.
Hey, you can get Paul and I bump heads. Watch.
Who's your top 11 players of all time? So Paul, you go first, and I'll help you by counting your top 11 of all time.
Okay, I actually have a list. I'm on my phone, but let's see if I can do it at the top of my head.
Okay.
We'll start in the back.
Okay, so I'll just say this: it doesn't have to be by position, right? You can do all Brazilians, all
Okay,
Ecuadorians, all Liberians, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be. Yeah. So
okay, okay.
yeah.
That's even better. Okay,
Okay.
so Ronaldinho,
Yeah.
one. We'll go with Xavi, Iniesta,
Mm,
Kaká, Roberto Carlos. Then you have Totti,
mm,
Messi. Um, how many I got? Seven.
Seven.
Okay. Danny Alves. Let's see another great. Ha. I really enjoy in his time in Barcelona was Alexis Sanchez. Um, um, he's a Juninho. Do you know Juninho? And one more,
Yeah. One
mhm,
more.
myself.
mm.
I like it. I like it. I like it. That list. Before you go, a
Oh,
bit that list. Um, it like at first I was following. At first I was like, okay, this is a Barca guy. But then you started like throwing,
yeah, he
other.
said Toti. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll come back. Like, what are you a La Liga guy, Serie A? What's the
Um, I watch. When Messi and Ronaldo were in their era, like you couldn't miss a Madrid Barca game. You couldn't miss Atletico Madrid Barca. Those games are great. But right now, I would definitely say I enjoy watching Serie A and then the Premier League. I think it's just booming right now, so that's what I watch right now.
okay. You didn't say Cristiano, did you?
No,
No.
Did you say R9?
no, I
Mm,
do like him, but no.
Okay. All right. So there's a lot of people. I'll come back to you. I got my people on your list, but I'll come back to you. All right, Mitch.
All right, my list. I got to me my all-time great. All right,
Yeah,
I got Zidane.
let's
Okay,
go.
obviously CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo. Huge respect for Lionel Messi, even though it's not my dude. Great respect's great. I respect him. And then Ronaldinho, awesome. Loved him. Loved watching him play. Man, Sergio Ramos, man. That's my guy in the back there. Great. Love him. Um, obviously Didier Drogba. All right. How can I forget JJ Okocha?
Mm,
Cannot forget JJ Okocha.
mm,
All right. Samuel Ito.
okay.
Okay. And then obviously I gotta put Toure in that midfield right there. Yeah, Toure. That's like a
Ooh,
beast at a whole new level right there.
Wow.
Okay.
mhm,
And then how many is that right now?
Nine.
nah.
9. And then if
Yeah.
I move forward a little bit, Thierry Henry. Boy, that guy was one of top level players. And then somebody to kind of just sit out there and help connect my whole midfield together. It would be
myself. You can name me if you want.
I would like to say what's his name? He played for Italy. I always forget his name.
Pirlo, Pirlo.
Pirlo.
Villa.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I
That's
gotta question this guy Liberian passport.
Hey James, I told you I didn't play in the era of
because he
Pelé.
didn't
I
say
cannot
Paul.
forget
Yeah,
Because
he
he
Weah.
didn't
said
say
he
Love
said
Paul.
him.
Eto and he said George Weir. What?
He didn't say
Well,
Paul.
okay, that's a good list.
Yeah, no, both of those, this is good. 'Cause both of those lists are great. They wouldn't be what we would say, but it all is like it shows the diversity, and those are like there's not a person on either one of those lists that I wouldn't say, yeah, that
Yeah,
person could get
baller.
it, yeah, as a baller.